going to make jambalaya. This recipe is from 1565 and originally used alligator. I would normally use alligator, but for some reason this time of year I don't have access to it. So I've got some organic chicken breast I'm going to use instead. And I've got some hot Italian turkey sausage. The wife doesn't like the pork, so I'm going to use turkey. So I'm going to get this chicken breast cut up. Okay, now that I've got all that chicken breast cut into thin strips, I'm going to take it and I'm going to stir fry it just until it's no longer pink. I'm going to turn my big cast iron skillet on high, and I'm going to use some safflower oil. You see, this oil is good up to 445 degrees. That's well past the smoking point of most other oils. You'll notice that's one of my cooking tips on my website. Use safflower for stir frying because it can get so hot. So I'm just going to let that warm up. Once it gets to the right temperature, I'm going to add my chicken and I'm just going to stir fry it for a while. Okay, now to add the chicken. Just stir that up. Fry it until it all turns white. Okay, so now that that chicken's cooked, I'm just going to get a bowl and set it to the side. And I'm going to put my sausage in there. And I'm going to let those cook until they are completely done. And to do that, I'm going to brown them on both sides, and then I'm going to put a little bit of water in there and just let them cook down in the water. So now that those are nicely browned, both sides, I'm just going to pour some water in there. And just let them simmer in that water for a while. Alright, while those sausage are finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and get our vegetables ready here. We're going to need about 1 cup of chopped parsley, 3/4 of a cup of red bell pepper, about 1 cup of fresh parsley, and 1 cup of green onions, 2 cloves of chopped garlic. So I'm just going to get that ready. And our celery. Alright, there's our celery ready. Just core this pepper. Okay, now this stuff is ready for the pan. We're going to put our garlic, celery, red pepper, and parsley in the pan and saute it for just a minute. Okay, before I put that in there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slice up our sausage into pieces big enough for our jambalaya. About like this. Alright, now I'm leaving all of our flavor at the bottom of the pan from the sausage and the chicken. And I'm just going to add our red pepper, celery, garlic, and parsley to this. Stir that around. Alright, and after those have sauteed down for a minute and got some of that flavor in them, you can see they've sweated out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 2 cups of chicken stock. One 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I'm using fire roasted. Our green onion. A teaspoon of blackening seasoning in there. 2 teaspoons of Cajun seasoning. I'm going to put a few splashes of Louisiana hot sauce. I'm just going to stir that all in. Now that that's all stirred together, I'm going to add 2 cups of rice and stir it in. Now that the rice is stirred in, I'm going to add our sausage and chicken. Mix that around in there. Now I'm just going to leave that simmer on medium-high until just about all that liquid is absorbed by the rice. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And about a teaspoon of oregano. Alright, now you can see most of that liquid has been absorbed by that rice. Now I'm going to cover this pan and I'm going to put it in a 400 degree oven for 25 minutes. I don't have a lid for this big cast iron skillet, so I'm going to cover it real tight in foil and put a baking stone on top of it. Alright, so now that I've got this covered with foil and my baking stone, it's time to put it in the 400 degree oven. I'll grab a hot pad or two here. Just like that. And that's going to stay in there for 25 minutes. Alright, so it's been 25 minutes in the oven. Let's uncover this and see what we got. Look at that. You just want to fluff it with a spoon. That right there is outstanding jambalaya. No seasoning packs, no Zatarans, no high sodium. This is all homemade. So you can get this recipe off my website. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You can make any changes you want to make. Use pork sausage. Use the alligator like I normally do, if you can find it. Like I said, it's out of season or something right now. I don't have access to it. You can put shrimp, crawfish, frog legs, anything you want. But that's it. Jambalaya. Enjoy.